Chair Shot Reality, and I'm Caroline Collins. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page. Right now, we're going to debate whether or not WWE should have changed Kenta's name. Gentlemen, what do you think?
Well, NXT was quite interesting this past weekend. What's his name again?
Hideo Itami?
Yeah, the fact that you can't
Hideo
say
Nomo?
that
Hideo Nomo?
bothers me. I don't like this name change for Kenta, but I do think WWE should have changed his name. There's a lot of guys who come in and out of WWE, whether it's a different name, whether it's the same name, and only a few of those guys actually have the name that they bring in. CM Punk. Do you think Kevin Steen would keep his name? I'm not sure. Kenta should have changed his name, and WWE did the right thing, but they didn't give it the right thing. They didn't give it the right name. They didn't put it something that you can remember. When you think of stars in WWE, Justin, you're not going to think of Hideo Itami. You're not going to think of guys who you can barely announce and pronunciate their names. Suta. You know what that means? That means star, because this guy has everything in WWE he could use to become a star. Call him Suta. Keep it short.
You're taking Rosetta Stone?
Yes, absolutely. Japanese word for star. Also, Wikipedia comes up with that. They needed to change his name. They had every right to. Every right to.
Look, I understand why they changed it. I understand branding. I understand their intellectual property and everything they talk about. But they should have not changed his name, because here's the thing. You know, when they signed Mystico from Mexico and made him into the first Sin Cara, that made sense. That made sense because you put him under a mask. There's a lot of guys in wrestling. There's thousands in the wrestling world that have masks around the world. It made sense to create something new, and they knew that he was going to be a marketing machine to kids, and the Sin Cara even now, Hunico, is. But with Kenta, here's a guy who is a legit star. Some even say he's the biggest wrestling star in the world.
Sure.
And I know over here on the western side of the globe, we may not think so. John Cena might be that guy. But in the world, some people argue Kenta is. And by taking away his, by being able to see his face, but taking away his name and what he's established, I just disagree with it. I don't think that that was the right way to go about this. I think that there are some things, you know, if you're trying to infiltrate that Japanese market, why change his name? Mystico wasn't as valuable to the Mexican market because they had Del Rio, they had Rey Mysterio.
Are they really trying to infiltrate the Japanese
Hell
market?
Yes.
I don't think they're doing it as much as you think they are, because they're only over there 1 or 2 times a year. Their success in Japan is not going to give them millions of dollars in the United States. The fact that
it's not going to give them millions of dollars
because they don't expose WWE's product that much in Japan. What do they care more about, Mexico or Japan?
What do you think?
What do they care more about, North America or Japan? They're 4th or 5th.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
They go to Australia more than they go to Japan.
Correct me if I'm wrong. If somebody in Japan, if somebody in Tokyo buys a shirt that says Kenta by WWE shop, that money goes to WWE.
It does, doesn't it?
So it would be a lot better to make a shirt that says Kenta than Hideo Itami.
No, because they're going to realize that this is WWE's guy now, and WWE, whether you love it, whether you don't love it, is bigger than whatever Japan can fart out and give to us. They can have great wrestling, they can have great matches, and they can character develop as much as they want to. But when you put a WWE logo on a shirt and whoever's name it is, that's the guy that you care about. Kenta, give or take, had an incredible career in Japan. I understand that, and I'm really excited to see what they do with him in NXT and then when he finally gets caught up to the main roster. But WWE had every right and absolutely needed to make a new name.
Of course.
The name's awful. The Hideo Itami name is awful. It's brutal. I don't know who did it. They should be fired. They should be sent to the unemployment line.
He probably came up. They probably helped.
He probably didn't come up with it. That's a horrible name, though. You can't, that's not memorable. It's not marketable. That's the problem that they have right now.
And Kenta was, and they need to stay Kenta.
Kenta was good in Japan. He's not good in the United States. He's not.
You ought to look at a career change. You'd be better off if we called you Kenta. You'd be a lot more appealing, I think. Chair Shot Reality. Make sure you hit subscribe.
You'd
be more appealing than Isenberglers.
LaBar. We have 2 capital letters in your last name.
I do. Well, hey, that's how it happens. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We got so much more content this weekend over on WrestleZone.com, plus some behind-the-scenes stuff that'll be here. Don't go anywhere. Night of Champions is coming up, too. Hey, how about that?